Go ahead, Anthony.
Hi, everyone. I will be talking about the cyber attacks in the first half of 2020. This was actually introduced, and there's an article about it by CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is a company that conducts and compares cyber attacks throughout the world. They did this particular article regarding the first half of 2019. The whole year of 2019 to 2020, first quarter. They found that they were founded back in 2011 here in San Francisco, and their mission is to provide. Let me start my. Hold on one second. So they were actually, this is their mission, to provide information, and also they got other type of cybersecurity functions. They provide threat intelligence and attributions to nation states that is conducting economic espionage. Their platform is to ensure that the threats, intelligence, and security operation is being given to the actual public. And their mission is to provide those in need of information regarding cyber attacks and cyber threats. About this article, more intrusion attempts in the first 6 months of 2020 than all of 2019. Facts are, it was over 41,000 intrusion in the first 6 months of 2020, compared to 35,000 intrusion all of 2019. That is 154% more. The biggest reason is money, of course, right? Everyone, money. Who is doing these threats? China has been linked to several of these threats in regards to targeting telecommunications, manufacturing, the healthcare, and agriculture. Regular hackers, they hack small businesses and medium business for money as well. The reason why these things are being done is because of the lack of staff due to COVID-19. The ransomware is not really that available to everyone. And all the sensitive information that people are actually putting in their computers.
All right, well, we're out of time. We'll have to stop it there.
Okay.
All right. And so next, Billy, are you ready? You should stop sharing. And let me elevate Billy to a co-host. All right. Good. Are you ready there? Ah, here we go. Good. Well, just go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Give me a second here. So my topic is Russia's threat to the Baltic States. And I'm going to give a quick intro slides on that. Baltic States and NATO, cyber attacks on Baltic States, and going to conclude with the upcoming election influence on the matter. So what are the Baltic States? It's those three little countries just below Scandinavia. They are Lithuania, yellow, red Latvia, and blue Estonia. They are located by the Baltic Sea and share similar language, culture, history. They are also a lot of times referred to as the three Baltic sisters. What is NATO? The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was formed after World War II, is a security alliance of 30 countries from North America and Europe. It was formed to provide collective security against the Soviet Union, Russia. And the US is one of the founding members of NATO and with most military power. So here we see a map of the NATO members. And I want to mention that all three countries, the Baltic states, have remained their independence from Russia since 90s without NATO. However, in 2004, Baltic states officially became NATO members and were provided additional layer of security. Now I'm going to talk a little bit on NATO cyber attack policy. In 2016, NATO announced that it must defend itself in cyberspace as effectively as anywhere else. Today, cyber defense is part of NATO's core task of collective defense. NATO has affirmed that international law applies in cyberspace. And in 2009, NATO secretary announced that cyber attack on one nation is attack on all. And now I'm going to look at a couple examples of attacks on that region. And one of them happened in 2007 on Estonia. Estonian banks, media outlets, and government bodies were taken down by massive waves of spam, huge amounts of automated online requests, swapped to servers, and attacks came from Russian IP addresses. Interestingly, these attacks happened day after Estonia's capital city erupted into 2 nights of riots. Riots happened after the relocation of Soviet World War II memorial sculpture. And similar thing happened in Lithuania as well in 2008, where Soviet symbols were banned in Lithuania because of ethical reasons. People did not want to be reminded about their oppressors, naturally. And just days after the ban, there were multiple attacks.
You got 1 minute?
Okay, so I guess I want to conclude here. Just that Baltic states were always worried and fearful towards Russia, be it peaceful times or not. However, the current global political atmosphere created by Trump's presidency is making things for the worse. Okay, that's it. I tried to really be fast. Oh, I can hear you. Huh.
Oh, Billy, you'll have to stop sharing. And Alan, are you ready? Oh, good. So I wonder if I can stop Billy's share from here. Let's see. Ah, I can do that from here. Good. All right. So now you should be able to share, Alan.
Wait. How do I do this?
There should be a bar somewhere on your screen with things like mute, stop video, and chat.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, and share screen is one of them. Good. There you go. That's working.
Hold on. Let me set my timer too.
Yeah. All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is Alan Zhang, and today I'll be presenting cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is having a server, a third party remotely deliver a computing service to a company without the company hosting their own server. So an example would be, let's say I'm hosting a website, right? And I could only fit in, I have like 10 servers that I could only fit in. That's on premise. And now if I were to use Amazon's, I could host a lot more servers, a lot more people, but that's just using Amazon. And like I could borrow like a lot of resource, like computing power, storage from there. Now, the high level concept behind cloud computing is high availability, fault tolerant, scalability, and elasticity. For high availability, it's the ease of access. So you can access it if you store everything on the cloud. You can access it through your phone, access to your computer, your laptop. As for fault tolerant, let's say you have your credit card information stored in your local drive, but you lost it. But at the same time, you also stored it in the cloud. So then you could lose it in your local drive, but you can find it later on the cloud. For scalability, it's a concept of like being able to increase more storage, increase more capacity for people, yeah, and also computing power. For elasticity is to have the ability to like shrink back to the normal baseline. So what does cloud provide? Cloud provide storage, computing power, database, networking, analytics, developer tools, virtualization, security. So what are what's an application of the cloud? So Netflix uses AWS Cloud to host their videos, user data, and web hosting. So increase in movies, documentation, or shows. Now this is a storage. We're using the concept of scalability as the increase of movies, documentations, or shows. They will need to have more spaces on their website. And yeah, for freeing up storage from videos. So like, I think Netflix they do a lot of deals with like movie producers. And so like they write up this like,
left. Go ahead.
like they have this contract with the movie producer, and they usually do like for like 2 years or something. I'm not too sure on that, but they'll need to free up their storage. So that would be elasticity. For increase in viewership, since the pandemic started, like a lot of people started using Netflix, and so they would have to host more people on their server. So they've been using Amazon for that. So maybe like after the pandemic, there will be a drop in viewerships, and so they will have to go back to what their average viewership would be like. And so accidental removal of credentials, that would be like Netflix accidentally deleting like a lot of users' credit card information, but then since it's stored in the cloud, you could find it back again, all the information. So it's also prevents denial of service, since you could increase load. You could fit more people in, and that will like load balances everything, and you don't have to deal with it. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And we have Jaring. So you should stop sharing and let me make Jaring a co-host. Good. You should be able to share your screen now. Or maybe jarring is not there. Are you there? Ah, there you are. Good. Good. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's working. Go ahead.
How do I go to this full screen?
Oh, I don't know, but you can leave it at whatever it was at. That was all right.
All right, just give me a
He's gonna
second.
drop. He's gonna drop on the floor.
Oh my God.
That must be Google Docs. Yeah, everybody has trouble with Google Docs.
Yeah, this is advanced software right here.
Yep.
Go to the top right where it says present.
Yeah, that might work. Something there. Nope. Over. Yeah, percent. See if there's an option. Looks like it's all grayed out or something.
Folks, you.
The kind of nonsense I always have with Google Docs.
I think something's wrong with RDP.
Oh.
Yeah, probably better off with it only filling half the screen.
All right.
Just leave
So
it
my
like that.
topic is state-sanctioned espionage. What is state-sanctioned espionage? It comes in all shapes and sizes. Basically, what it is foreign governments or even the U.S. government using their powers to have their own people and hackers to gain unauthorized access to foreign entities. It's a big problem nowadays because law enforcement and intelligence agencies like to do espionage on their own selves by bringing legislations and laws and policies that try to infringe on our privacy, like in the Patriot Act or PRISM, where the NSA could just see everything you do because as the government, they need to know what you're doing. Why is it so popular? It's because a lot of countries don't like the USA. That's why we're like the #1 target for these threat actors. And we also move a lot of money. So in the case of North Korea, we have had exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges hacked by them. And from these proceeds, they could bring them back into their own nation and fund their own projects and systems because we've blocked and made other countries block trade to them. For China, they are one of the biggest threat actors in the world. Their government's so large and powerful, they've been known to be hacking foreign companies and just stealing trade secrets. One such group is the APT41 group. They've been operating for over 10 plus years, and the Chinese government pays them to discredit and target citizens that go against the government, and also to infiltrate foreign companies and steal trade secrets on behalf of them. So they like to use this tactic called supply chain intervention, where they would hack software companies, introduce their own type of malicious code, and then once the software is rolled out, no one knows that their malicious code is in there. So Chinese citizens and US citizens could be downloading some antivirus software that they think is going to protect them from viruses, but in itself, it's just a backdoor for the Chinese government to see what you're doing, who you're connected to, and your ideas. For APT41, they got paid a lot of money for this because with their antivirus software, they could see who was discrediting the Chinese government and who in the US were targeting them for the Uyghur camps.
1 minute.
Backdoors. For the state-sanctioned backdoors, they come in lots of shapes and sizes. They like to promote crypto backdoors by pressure, having people write up laws for it, where they try to discredit crypto for communications or encrypted data, and they want to put vulnerabilities in there so they could read what you're saying, know what you're doing. And the U.S. U.S. and China are very popular with this. They like to monitor your internet, even though the U.S. says they don't. They most definitely do. And they have this act called PRISM, where it's just everything you do is just categorized. You just have a whole profile on you. And for China, all the citizens are monitored. Every connection you make is monitored by the government. So if you say anything that goes against the government, you could have a visit by the state police and just disappear. Same with Russia, same with North Korea, and lots of governments around the world. And here's my sources. Thank you for being with me.
All right, thank you. Good. And so I'm going to stop the recording. We've got one more that did not want to be recording.